everybody? This is Jason Artiga, and this is another episode of Cinema Macabro. This week, I had the pleasure of watching the first installment of the Creepshow series, resurrected by Greg Nicotero of The Walking Dead fame and of special effects fame. He worked on the original Creepshow with Tom Savini. Now, I was pretty skeptic about this because years ago they lost the rights to Creepshow and they made this horrible Creepshow 3 movie that was fucking horrible. And seeing this was the first episode was very slow paced, and it was a breath of fresh air seeing very good veteran actors like Tobin Bell from the Saw series, Giancarlo Esposito, who's known as Gustavo in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and Adrienne Barbeau of the original Creepshow, Swamp Thing, one of my favorite scream queens. And it was an adaptation of the Stephen King short story Gray Matter, which I read when I was 11 years old when I first read Night Shift. That's how I got started reading horror, was short stories. And Gray Matter was very memorable. And the story begins with this storm in the town, and this kid is out to go buy beers for his father. And there's something wrong in his household, sensed by the store's owner, played by Barbeau, where this kid gives a story of how his father, through the loss of his mother, one day had changed considerably day by day from depression and sloth into something very strange, and involving his alcoholism and evolving into something a lot worse. Gray Matter is one of those films where, yes, you could see the constraints of the budget, but not in the effects. Let me tell you something. I don't want to give away too much of this, but this episode made me jump. Literally, the special effects are Hollywood grade, and it made me watch it again, the horror scene towards the end. Gray Matter was definitely an awesome part of the first half of the Creepshow episode. House in the Head was done by the director of what's that name, Bird Box, and it's a really slick tale that pretty much takes place in a little girl's haunted dollhouse, where she witnesses the day-by-day situation this dollhouse family goes through from this haunting, finding a decapitated head inside the house. And what I liked about the story, it's told pretty much through the miniatures, and it's shot very well. Almost reminded me of the miniature scenes in Hereditary. The film is very well acted by the lead, Kaylee Fleming, who's also known, I think she's in The Walking Dead, and her dollhouse. And I was pretty impressed by this story because there's no jump scares, there's no it's sort of a slow burn horror that was uniquely told through the house, and I really liked it. Almost felt a little Twilight Zone-ish. What did I think of the overall thing? Well, it's definitely in the vein of the George Romero Stephen King collaboration of 1980s. Creepshow has always been my favorite horror anthology series, excluding anything that Hammer or Amicus did, because I'm a big fan of those too. But Creepshow is the American horror anthology that really had an impact with me, and that's in respect to like Dan Curtis, with he had Trilogy of Terror and stuff like that. But Creepshow is like the really good adaptation of Stephen King stories, and the TV show manages to capture that by like 70-80%, showing an animatronic creeper who doesn't speak. I wish he did speak like in the second film. And it kind of lacks some animation, but makes up for it with the nice drawings and the nice transitions. Now, the problem with Creepshow is that you can see the constraints in the budget when it comes to that. Like, you have sometimes at least 1 minute of silence before an episode, And the score is kind of lackluster. It's not like the music done in like the original Creepshow. The first Creepshow, to me, is like one of the best horror movie soundtracks ever. But beggars can't be choosy. These are stories told in like 30 minutes, and you know what? It's good. It's still good. I would say go see Creepshow. It's awesome. You can see it on Shudder. And with that, tell me what you thought of Creepshow. Were you disappointed, or did you think it actually lived up to the 1980s film? Just leave a comment down below in the comment box, and please subscribe. And with that, I'll see you guys at the next episode. Laters.